Hi, I'm Sarah from Stitchtastic, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a greetings card out of a small piece of stitching and a blank threefold aperture card. Here's a sample completed aperture card with a piece of my stitching in it. As you can see, the butterfly fits nicely inside the hole in the middle, which is called the aperture. This is a square card with a round aperture. You can see if I open it up, it just opens like a normal card. This bit here is the third part of the threefold aperture, but I've stuck it down to secure my stitching. I'll show you how to do that, and I'll show you a sample card now. Here's our sample threefold card before anything's happened to it. You see one, two, three sections, and the aperture is in the middle section. Here's the stitching I'm going to put inside this card. As you can see, it's another butterfly. It's just a little bit bigger so that you can see it more easily, really. First job, put the round aperture part of the card over the stitching to make sure it fits, because it's very frustrating if you get right to the end of your design and then realise it's not going to fit in the card. As you can see, I've got some fabric sticking up here above the top of the card. So I'm going to go and cut that off so that I can then stick the stitching down inside the card, and it'll all be nicely hidden by the edge of the card. If you're doing that at home, make sure you just cut your fabric off in small increments so you don't go too far, and cut so that the cut is shown inside the aperture. I've now cut off the edge of the fabric and the design fits nicely inside the card. I'll show you by turning the card over. So I'm going to grip hold of the bottom of the card, being careful not to tear or fold it. I've also got with my fingers the edge of the fabric. Turn it over. There, and you can see that the edges of the fabric are within the edges of the card, so no fabric's going to show when I make my card on the outside. So I can take the design away just for now. And then I'm going to use some acid-free double-sided sticky tape to stick my card and my fabric together. It's important that it is acid-free because any other might put a little stain on your stitching. You don't really want that. Okay, so I'm going to stick 4 pieces around the edges of the card. There's 2. And then 2 smaller ones in the middle. This particular double-sided tape is from Hemline. We do stock this one. Take off the 4 pieces of backing, just leaving the sticky. Then I'm going to place my design onto the table. I'm going to turn the card over and gently lay it with the design in the middle of the aperture, and then push down around the edges just to secure the tape, just for a few seconds. And I should be able to lift it up, and the design stuck nicely onto the middle part of the card. Now all I need to do is to stick down the other part of the card so that it will then open like a standard greetings card, but not upside down, obviously. There we go. So again, all I'm going to do is exactly the same thing again. Get the edge of my tape. There we go. Put 4 pieces again around on top of the fabric. It doesn't matter if they overlap a bit with the fabric and the edge of the card. It doesn't really matter how you put the 4 of them together. Doing it slightly differently this time. Doesn't make any difference at all, but make sure they are quite close to the edges of that particular part of the card, just so that it sticks down well. There we go. Again, if you find any trouble separating the plastic backing from the sticky bit of the tape, just press down in the corner where you're peeling first, and then peel straight away from that corner, and it should come off a little bit more easily. There we go. Just check you've got everything the right way around. So there's my design. So I want this bit to be folded in. Okay. Many a time I've done that and then folded in the wrong bit and ended up with my card upside down. Good few seconds pressing that part of the card in so the sticky stays nice and secure, and then our card's finished. Open it up just like a standard card, and this bit's nicely stuck down with your stitching inside. You can see the butterfly inside the aperture, and then the card opens up for you to write your message, and that's all done. We've got lots of different sizes of cards and sizes and shapes of aperture. So this is the same sized card here, but with a square aperture. Nice design for a birthday. Got some different colours of the same cards. This, again, threefold, just the same as the one I showed you before. Again, this one's got a square aperture. We also have A5 cards, larger cards. They're great for larger designs. I'm trying to get them into the shot for you. There we are. We've got an oval aperture and a rectangular aperture. And finally, some smaller A6 cards. Variety of different apertures. Square, round, rectangular and oval. Some of those also come in red and green as well. These ones and the square ones come in packs of 5. So A6 and square come in packs of 5. The A5 cards that I showed you come in packs of 4. Well, thanks for listening, and hopefully you'll be stitching soon.